Ah, yes, I love this time of year. Orange and yellow leaves, pumpkins, cider, costumes, candy, tricks or treats. Yep, it's Halloween. And I have a special record review for all this year. Let me go through my record library. Oh. Here it is. The official soundtrack album for It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Now, you may be asking, Zeke, why are you reviewing a Peanuts record? Well, back in the late 70s and early 80s, Disney actually teamed up with United Feature Syndicate to produce and distribute various Peanuts albums under the Charlie Brown Records label. This included soundtrack albums like this, as well as read-along book and audio sets, even the Flash Beagle album. What is worth mentioning about this record, it's not a music-only soundtrack or anything like that. It contains most of the actual audio from the TV special. You see, in the days before on video, this is one way you could re-enjoy a movie or a TV special by listening to a record version of it. Disney's done quite a few titles like this, see? And the original 1969 soundtrack album of a boy named Charlie Brown, Columbia Records is like that too. Yes, even though the jacket here says it as a read-along book, it's simply a transcription of the record's audio, see? Like this, with illustrations to visualize what's going on. Disney did some titles like that too in the late 70s and early 80s, like this. It is pretty similar. This LP was produced and re-released in 1978, 12 years after the special was originally produced. Also worth of note, there are some obviously newly recorded bits of dialogue by Charlie Brown and Lucy, and I'll point them out as we go on. Also, much of the material here was taken from classic Peanuts strips and story arcs. A good bulk of the Waiting for the Great Pumpkin material came from the Halloween 1962 story arc when Linus talked Sally into waiting for the Great Pumpkin with him. And before we begin, no, this does not begin with the classic selecting a pumpkin bit or the spooky themed title sequence. This is mostly visual. And forget about the Coca-Cola sponsorship stuff. Well, let's listen. There's a deep fold sleeve. Not even blowing.
Hi, Snoopy, old pal. How do you like this pile of leaves?
That's a newly recorded
It took
voice
me all
there.
morning to rake them up.
Sounds kind of like Charlie Brown and Bon Voyage Charlie Brown.
George!
Never jump into a pile of leaves in the wet, sucker.
A great scene.
Say, Charlie Brown, I've got a football.
Oh yeah,
How about practicing
ABC
a few
sometimes
plays
cuts
here?
this part
I'll
out.
hold
The
the
football
ball,
gag.
and you come
They
right
cut
in
it
and
this
kick it.
year. What an
Oh,
outrage.
brother.
I don't mind your dishonesty half as much as I mind your opinion of me.
Based off the
You must
1964
think I'm
Peanuts
stupid.
strip about
Oh,
pulling away the
come on,
football.
Charlie Brown. No.
I'll hold it steady.
No.
Please.
You just want me to come running up to kick that ball so you can pull it away and see me land flat on my back and kill myself.
This time you can trust me. See? Here's a signed document, testifying that I promise not to pull it away.
It is signed. It's a signed document. I guess if you have a signed document in your possession,
Oh, here
you
it
can't go
comes.
wrong. This year, I'm really gonna kick that football.
Handlebar girl running sound.
Peculiar thing about this document, it was never notarized.
That gag never gets old.
Dear Grey Punk, I'm looking forward to your arrival on Halloween night. I hope you will bring me lots of presents.
Who are you writing to, Linus?
This is the time of year to ride to the Great Pumpkin. On Halloween night, the Great Pumpkin rises out of his pumpkin patch and flies through the air with
First
exciting
time we
toys
hear it,
for all the
Alexa.
children.
You must be crazy. When are you going to stop believing in something that isn't true?
When you stop believing in that fellow with the red suit and the white beard who goes ho, ho, ho.
We are obviously separated by denominational differences.
You must get discouraged because more people believe in Santa Claus than in you. Well, let's face it, Santa Claus has had more publicity. But
Snoopy
being
doesn't
number
show up
two,
and laugh
perhaps
here.
you try harder. Not again! Writing a letter to a stupid pumpkin? You make me the laughing stock of the neighborhood. All they talk about is my little brother, who always writes to the Great Pumpkin. You better cut it out right now or I'll pound you. There are 3 things they have learned never to discuss with people. Religion,
Sounds like, yeah, let's
politics,
take the
and
actual
the
voice
Great
of music
Pumpkin.
tracks.
You're wasting your time. The Great Pumpkin is a
It's
fake.
the old Patty, not Peppermint Patty.
Everyone tells me you are a fake, but I believe in you. P.S. If you
And they
really
got
are
the
a
pencil
fake,
sound
don't tell me.
effects too.
I don't want to know. What are you doing, Linus?
Oh look,
I'd
Sally
rather
doesn't
not
have her
say.
bow
You
like
might
she did in the
laugh.
cartoon.
Oh, I never laugh at you, Linus.
Those illustrations were
You're
probably
so
done by Bill
intelligent.
Melendez's team, just
I'm
for the
writing to
record.
Great Pumpkin. You say the cutest thing. On Halloween night, the Great Pumpkin rises out of the pumpkin patch and flies through the air to bring
This is the
toys
second
to all
time
the
you've
good
heard
little
it.
children everywhere. Wouldn't you like to sit with me in the pumpkin patch on Halloween night and wait for the Great Pumpkin? Oh, I'd love to, Linus.
What's going on here? What are you trying to do to my little sister? Good grief.
Let's take it from another special, I think. Here's Linus and Lucy.
Hey! I got an invitation to a Halloween party.
Victory dance.
Is the invitation to Violet's party, Charlie Brown?
Yes, it's the first time I've ever been invited to a party.
Charlie Brown, if you got an invitation, it was a mistake. There were 2 lists, Charlie Brown. One to invite and one not to invite. You must have been put on the wrong list.
Oh. And now comes Halloween night. This is where it fades to commercial.
A person should always choose a costume which is in direct contrast to her own personality. Is Linus taking me to the party? That stupid blockhead of a brother of mine is out in the
So
pumpkin
much
patch
for
making
direct
a huge
contrast to her
fool of himself.
personality.
Boy, is he strange. But maybe there is a Great Pumpkin. Every year, Linus misses tricks or treats.
Yeah.
And then the Halloween
Been a
party.
while since Violet has been around.
Do I get
They
to
kind of
trick
phased
or
her out
treat
during the
this year,
70s.
Big Brother?
Sure, Sally.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, how do we do it? All you have to do is walk up to a house, ring the doorbell, and say tricks or treat.
I thought it was trick
Are
or
you
treat, not
sure
tricks or
it's
treats.
Legal? Of course it's legal. I want one to be accused.
of taking part in a rumble.
Linus asked that in 1959.
Is that you, Patty? No.
Patty won't be joining them.
Here I am.
Ha! Some ghost costume.
Oh.
Your sheet is full of holes.
Hear how low Lucy's
My
voice
hair
got?
won't help with the scissors.
That was how she
They'll
sounded
never
in the
get
late
to me under
70s.
here. Hello, Pigpen. Glad you could make it. How did you know it was me?
A girl actually
Snoopy?
voiced Pigpen there.
What in the world kind of costume is that?
The Snoopy line was probably from the Charlie Brown
Now
Christmas.
I've heard everything. All right, everybody, we'll go trick-or-treating, and then over to Vitus for the big Halloween party. Hi, Linus. Hey, have you come to sing pumpkin carols? You blockhead, you're gonna miss all the fun just like last year. Don't talk like that. The Great Pumpkin knows which kids have been good and which kids have been bad.
Oh, that
You'll be
Linus.
sorry. Oh, good grief. You'll come here because I have the most sincere pumpkin patron. He respects sincerity. Do you really think he'll come? Tonight the Great Pumpkin rises out of the
Lecture
pumpkin
again.
patch. He flies through the air and brings
How,
toys to
does he
all
have
the
wings
children
or
of the world.
something?
That's a good story. You don't believe the story of the Great Pumpkin? I thought little girls always believed everything that was told to them. I thought little girls were innocent and trusting. Welcome to the 20th century.
In the original strip, it was Welcome to 1962.
We
But
can't waste no
nowadays, I think it would be Welcome to the 21st century. The Warner Brothers hitting sound.
Sally. We'll just sit here in this pumpkin patch, and you'll see the Great Pumpkin with your own eyes.
He says as he winds his eyes.
If you try to hold my hand, I'll slap
There's
you.
another
Each
lecture.
year, the Great Pumpkin rises out of the pumpkin patch that he thinks is the most sincere. He's got to pick this one. He's got to. I don't see how a pumpkin patch could be more sincere than this one. You can look all around, and there's not a sign of hypocrisy.
Now, Sally's
Nothing
starting to
but
feel more
sincerity
positive
as
about
far
it.
as the eye can see.
Oh, the trick-or-treat scene. Sounding more like trick-or-treat slallery.
Can I have an extra piece of candy for my stupid brother? He couldn't come with us because he's sitting in a pumpkin patch, waiting for the Great Pumpkin. It's so embarrassing to have to ask for something extra for that blockhead Linus. I got a chocolate bar. I got a quarter.
I got 5 pieces of
Let her do
candy.
recorded
What
voice.
did you get, Charlie Brown?
I got a rock.
He said it in perfect unison.
Gee, I got a candy bar. Boy, I got 3 cookies. Hey, I got a package of gum. I got a rock. Trick or treat. I got a popcorn ball.
I remember
I got a
those.
fudge bar. I got a pack of gum. I got a rock.
Poor Charlie Brown. In some strips, he did get candy, but here they decided he should just get rocks. That's kind of an awkward place to end side one. Traditionally, TV airings would go to commercial after Linus' as far as the eye could see line, and then when we return, we go to the trick-or-treat sequence. I also remember reruns of a special CBS did would often cut short the trick-or-treat sequence, making it look like we only see him stop at one house. And of course, we all love that classic I Got a Rock bit that's often parodied nowadays. Even Little Monsters, the Smelly Mystery CD-ROM game, had a spoof of it too. Take a look.
Trick or treat!
Wow, I got cinnamon bun goo goos.
Hey, all I got was a rock.
Pretty nice. Though I would have made the Charlie Brown ghost have multiple holes and actually sound like a kid instead of a grown man. But then maybe it would have been too obvious. And again, the witch mask was also what made it obvious. I also wouldn't be surprised if I found Linus sitting in a Toontown pumpkin patch again this Halloween night. And with that said, let's continue with the other side of the record, shall we?
By the way, whatever happened to the World War I flying ace?
In the TV special, they animated to make it look like
Getting
Sherman
ready to
was
take
saying
off
it
in
instead
his
of
Southwest
Violet.
Camel on the next dawn patrol.
It is the ace.
His mission is to find the Red Baron and shoot him down. Here's the World War I flying ace, climbing into the cockpit of the Southwest Camel. Contact, he shouts.
And he lip syncs it too. He's on.
Just look at him as he zooms through
There's
the
the new
sky.
Charlie Brown
While
voice again.
anti-aircraft shells burst all around him.
Here's Snoopy's voice, by the way, for Melody.
Suddenly he spots the enemy plane he's looking for. It's the Red Baron.
Ooh.
Before Snoopy can turn his plane to attack, the Red Baron swoops down upon him and riddles his plane with bullets.
Ooh.
Smoke pours out as Snoopy fights to control his plane. With amazing skill, he glides his badly damaged Southwest Camel to Earth and leaps out before the enemy can find him.
Ooh. That sounded harsh. A crash landing.
Here's the World War I
It's
flying
back to the old Charlie Brown
He's
voice.
down
Like
behind
baby.
enemy lines, making his way across the French countryside.
There's that whistle sound and Snoopy sleeps on the haystack.
Come on, let's get going. It's time for the Halloween party.
That doesn't sound like Ray.
What blockhead sitting in a pumpkin patch in the middle of the night? Had the great pumpkin been by?
See, he's acting all the girls are just there to be mean to others.
What a way to spend
That's
Halloween.
why Charles Schultz came up with like Pepper and Patty and
You're
stuff.
so smart. Just wait until the great pumpkin comes.
And then the TV show Linus Charlie Brown squiggles away now.
Linus knows what he's talking about. Linus knows what he's doing. All right, where is he? He'll be here. I hope so. I have my reputation to think of, you know. And you think a lot of fun we're missing. Just look. Nothing but sincerity as far as the eye can see.
Charlie Brown theme from the time. Oh,
Charlie Brown, you'll have to model for us. Me? Want me to model? Sure, Charlie Brown, you'll be the perfect model. Turn him around. If we shape the eyes like this, and the
they
nose
had the
like
markers
this,
down.
and the mouth
Look at him.
like this.
That still cracks me up.
Yes, that's the way. Thank you, Charlie Brown. You were a perfect model.
What was I modeling for, Lucy?
There's the newly
You needed
recorded
back for
voices
nice round
again.
head as a pattern for the jack-o'-lantern we're going to make.
Yeah, that's what you did for like if it was just the audio.
All right, let's fall for apples.
We re-recorded that
This is
too.
the way to do it.
Yeah, Lucy, you should be good at this. You have the perfect mouth for it.
Not funny, Schroeder. Now let me demonstrate how it's done. First you bend down over the tub full of apples, then close your eyes. What? Snoopy? My lips have chocolate! What? Poison!
Not as good as the original.
Get outside, you stupid beagle!
They got rid of the piano sequence, too. Just like on some of ABC's airings of the special, like this year's.
If anyone had told me I'd be waiting in a pumpkin patch on Halloween night, I'd have said they were crazy. Just think, Sally.
Oh, this is a good
Pumpkin
part.
rises out of the pumpkin patch. We'll be here to see him. What's that? What's that? I hear the great pumpkin. There he is!
Oh, look.
There he is! It's the great pumpkin! He's rising up out of the pumpkin patch!
The Disney Hanna-Barbera bong sound.
What happened? Did I faint?
Yes.
What did he leave us? Did he leave us any
Here
toys?
comes the rant.
You blockhead! You kept me up all night waiting for the great pumpkin! And all that came was a beagle! I was
He
wrong!
rearranged it a
I spent the
little.
whole night waiting for the great pumpkin, but I could have been out for trick or treat! Halloween is over and I missed it! I didn't get a chance to go out for trick or treat! And it was all your fault! All Phil! What a fool I was! I could have had candy, apples, and gum, and cookies and money and all sorts of
You
things!
can't have put us out
But
money.
no! I had to listen to you! You blockhead!
Well, not today, at
What
least.
a fool I was! Trick or treats come only once a year, and I miss it by sitting in a pumpkin patch with a blockhead. You owe me restitution!
Doesn't shake.
You heard about Fury and a woman scorned, haven't you? Yes, I guess I have. Well, that's nothing compared to the fury of a woman who has been cheated out of tricks or treats. Hey, aren't you going to wait and greet the great pumpkin? Huh? It won't be long now. If the great pumpkin comes,
Oh.
I'll still put in a good word for
Made a
you.
mistake.
Good grief. I said if. I meant
That's from
when
the
he comes.
1963 Halloween
I'm
strip.
doomed. One little flip like that can cause the great pumpkin to pass you by.
Pass you by.
Oh, great pumpkin, where are
It's gonna be
you?
out there for quite a while.
Good grief. It's 2 o'clock in the
Morning
morning.
voice.
Where is
It was
that
4
stupid
o'clock in the
brother of
original
mine?
special.
He must still be out in the pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin. There you are, sleeping in a pumpkin patch in the freezing cold. Come on, Linus, let's go home. Every year you miss all the fun by waiting for the great pumpkin, and he never comes.
Right.
When will you ever learn? Let's get your shoes off. Good night, Linus.
The original's effective without that dialogue. But this is a record, so it makes sense.
Well, another Halloween has come and gone. Yes, Charlie Brown. I don't understand it. I went trick-or-treating and all I got was a bag full of rocks. I suppose you spend all night in the pumpkin patch.
Bird chirping sounds.
And the great pumpkin never showed up? Nope. Well, don't take it too hard, Linus. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, too. Stupid? What do you mean, stupid? Just wait till next year, Charlie Brown.
Oh,
You'll
he
see.
snapped.
Next year at the same time, I'll find a pumpkin patch.
And now the
that's
credits
real
roll on the
this year.
original.
And I'll sit in that pumpkin patch until the great pumpkin appears. He'll rise out of that pumpkin patch and he'll fly through the air with his bag of toys.
The lecture,
The great
too.
pumpkin will appear, and I'll be waiting for him. I'll be there. I'll be sitting there in that pumpkin patch, and I'll see the great pumpkin. Good grief.
There's a new good grief. That was pretty interesting, I will say. Almost as good as watching the actual TV special, even. But the newly recorded voices and cutting out a few small bits is quite noticeable if you're very familiar with the TV special. In fact, this method of releasing soundtracks became obsolete during the 1980s, with home video releases, like this DVD release of the special from Warner Home Video. A small tidbit. This special was first released on VHS tape in 1988 by High Tops Video, 10 years after this record was made. Well, I better get myself prepared for the big night. I hope you all have a happy Halloween this year.